So my mom would know that if I go out with that tangled upward group. Owner said apa no, like what the I don't know what happened to it was a joke, but that night I was sweating balls. Tengah malam, I swear to God, tak tahu anak siapa. Dia tengah vroom 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 kat situ. Hi everyone, welcome to my new series called Overthinkers Logic 101. I don't know why, but every time I turn on the camera, it just feels so freaking awkward to talk to. This is why I've been vlogging for like almost 5 years now. I look so buff today, I don't know why. So you may be wondering why I suddenly started a podcast series. For the longest time, I've been loving to listen to podcasts from like all type of sources. The one that I've been listening recently is Uloa by Nicole Lee, Cerita Hantu by Swahili, what else? The Cheat Code, The Wizard List by The Wizard List. I also have been developing this weird ambition to be a motivational speaker one day. And the last reason is I've been feeling awkward every time I start vlogging. It's like my brain just goes blank every time the start button is starting to play. So I am trying to expand my vocabulary and also trying to be more comfortable in front of camera. Yeah, imagine if like somebody just come to me and interview me and I'm just like static, standing there like a stupid person. So for today's episode will be the first 3 day of college. I didn't really survive, but I did. So grab your tea, grab your coffee, grab your any drink and sit down and listen to my podcast. Flashback for a few days before the college registration day, my dad got admitted to the hospital. And obviously someone need to stay back to take care of my dad, so my mom did. So my mom cannot go to my registration day. During the registration day, my siblings sent me to a new state that I only went once, and that was like 7 years ago during a school trip. My sibling dropped me off at my dorm. My sister did help me unpacking a bit, and then we went on shopping for the necessity that I didn't bring. After that, they gave me some cash and the leftover pizza that we shared before, and they left. Just like that, I was alone in a state with no contact, no friend, nobody that I know. I remember vividly that there is so much obstacles and challenges that happened even before the registration day. Like me and my dad got scammed 250 ringgit because we were so in rush to get me into the TVET program. Just to know that it won't guarantee me a good job, a stable life or anything like that. Another one is I lost a deal with an apartment owner because supposedly my mom wanted me to stay at the campus dorm instead of rent outside the campus because it is a lot much safer, closer to the campus, and also it have curfew, so my mom would know that if I go out with tangled upward group malam. But because of the campus dorm is full, we need to rent like outside the campus. The school does provide us some numbers that we can contact, but none of it rented their house in a worthy price, like 500 per month, not including electric bill, and there is no stove, no anything special for 500. That is like crazy amount for me to spend for a house for a month. After many tries and error, we finally found a house owner that actually ran their house for like an affordable price, 250 per month including water bill and electricity bill, which is like not bad compared to like 500. I actually already want to go for the down payment already, but the owner says that it's okay, you can pay 3 hari sebelum masuk. And 3 days before I entered the registration day, the owner said apa no, like what the 3 days 72 hours. You stupid ass house owner expect me to find a new house that is affordable in 3 days 72 hours. What are you thinking? 3 days 72 hours, the clock is ticking. We are desperate, so we try to find any possible house that is available at that time. So we found The one yang depan my din tu, Tik Sarah tak tahu lah apa benda, tapi sumpah like bullshit gila di dorm. I swear to God, the whole month tak ada air, and then the owner would still charge you for like the water bill. Kadang electric tiba-tiba stop and the owner still charge you for the electric bill. And the owner, she's super rude. She only greeted you politely and treated you politely when you first come in, and when you decide to just like, oh, I find a new better house, a better place to live. And she started to show her true color. And she didn't even pay my deposit, and she never mentioned any rule that you need to stay over 6 months to get back your deposit. No such things. But my roommate, she stayed over 6 months and she still doesn't get her deposit yet. She also a broke student, just like me. This house owner is a boutique owner, so definitely she's rich. She is straight berkepuk-kepuk. But why you tak boleh bagi balik the RM240 as a deposit untuk that student? It's a deposit. First night staying at the dorm, all my roommate was a senior and I was the only one that is semester 1, so I was technically alone in a dorm. That was so freaking scary. And I swear to God, that night was so freaking hot. I don't know what happened to Ipoh Sejuk, but that night I was sweating balls. And because my parents didn't come and we packed very conveniently, I didn't bring the big fan that usually people have, that big fan, but I don't have. I only have my tiny ass mini fan. I have a picture. Yeah! My dorm literally facing my din, and between my dorm and my din there's like a little lorong kat situ, like jalan tar, and tengah-tengah malam, I swear to God, tak tahu anak siapa, dia tengah vroom kat situ. Mind you, this is my bed, in front of that is a table, and depan tu lagi is like a big window, so even there is a curtain, pagi-pagi panas gila, like the sun is striking right inside my eyes. It's already so really hot at the night. Imagine the evening, imagine the afternoon. It was scorching hot, and the refrigerator doesn't even work. It was scorching hot, right? What is the first thing that comes into your mind when I say summer? Ice cream, ice water, cold ice water, anything that is ice. The house owner promised that we will have Kowe, but she didn't mention anything about a broken Kowe. We have Kowe, tapi air panas je nya. Mana air sejuknya? Pasal aku tanya dekat owner tu, oh rosak, minggu depan akan baiki. There's no minggu depan, there is no bulan depan, never baiki. For like 4 months I live there, tak pernah dibaiki. This bitch is scamming people. So using my common sense, I put some water inside my water and put it in the refrigerator, expecting it to be cold, but it's not cold after 3 days. After a week, it's not cold. So because my water is not cold, I put my water in the freezer, and the next 2 hours, it turned into ice. On the first night staying there, it just feels silence. It doesn't quite feel peaceful. It just feels very loud. I keep relying myself on God and praying. But in the back of my mind, I don't think God loved me very much. But I keep on repeating on the same phrases where Tuhan uji, Tuhan sayang. First day of orientation, I missed the bus. Not because I was late, but because I didn't even know where the bus stop is. I remember vividly, the sky was still dark. It was 6:30. I was just standing there alone and just thinking, how is everyone already know what to do? Well, I'm just so clueless. I called my dad, I called my mom. No one answered. I tried to order Grab, but not in service. I just truly feel very clueless at the time. I remember being 18, but never really get to go out. Never really get to explore the world alone. There I am with my strawberry milk in hand. My hands were shaking. Just a very thick feeling of urgency that what I need to do. Thankfully, I have this one online friend from the Samsung group chat, and she told me where she lived, and she said the bus would pass there. So I ran with a full-on urgency. I don't know what was I thinking, but I ran. I used the Google map, and it brings me to a dark alley where the garbage truck passed by. It was dangerous, yes, but what other choice do I have, right? I remember that I passed by a Burger King and there is like a worker there, so I asked her for direction, and she bravely dismissed me with a wrong direction. Yes, I did contact a lecturer where she's supposed to handle this thing, but she kind of like do things very slowly. First day orientation was awkward. Everything that I was thinking was to go back home, back to Penang, back where I feel safe. But there's no turning back, right? The orientation ended around 4 or 5 in the evening, but the bus only came after 7:30. I waited alone in the corner. People would just with their friends, laughing, talking, and everything, and I just existed. At some point, some people pushing me off the stairs. Actual pushing. I feel very pathetic at that point, so I just sat there at the corner quietly waiting for the bus. At that time, my dad called me, tried to be strong because I know it's just the first day, and I don't know at what point that is going to be worse. So I just need to be brave for myself. At that time, I cried myself every single night to sleep, but I don't want my parents to be worrying about me because there is like no way back home. So I just cried quietly alone. At that time, my phone was at 5%. I couldn't call the cab because I don't know where the pickup point is. So if I don't know where the pickup point is, for the whole semester, I need to go and get a cab every 6:50 a.m. And as I said, there is no service at 6:50 a.m. for cab. Not in my phone, not in my area. Didn't have the urge to call my dad. I didn't have the balls to call my dad and says like, oh dad, I don't want to live here anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Like I don't have the balls to, because I don't want to be another burden for my family. Right? I don't want to waste the big amount of money that they spend to me just for me to come here to study, because I know how hard to earn every single penny. Throughout the day, I couldn't find any friend because they are already in a group, and who wants a loner? Nobody. When we finally get to go home, I actually find 3 friends, but they are also in a group actually, and they actually bring me to eat some food. The orientation is 3 days, and for the second and third day, I already know where is the pickup point and where should I wait and how long should I wait. And I became fond of being the loner after that first very traumatizing day. Actually, I'm very active in the group. I'm very active in the orientation group. I talk, I join the activity, I do everything. But after that, I continue on being a loner because I don't live with the other student there, because most of the students already have the places that they rent. So in the house, there is like going to be a few of their housemate that is the same semester as them, so they don't need to go out to find like another friend because they're already living the same place and might as well be in the same group. So they are technically a group where they can socialize together, and I'm just like an outsider. Every time I talk about the story, I just feel like I'm crying, but I'm actually not crying. I just feel like, wow, you're so pathetic. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? For those who are starting their college or university journey alone, this is for you. Despite all the experience, good and bad, I don't just get to decide to buy a one-way ticket bus back to Penang and burn all my parents' hard-earned money just because I felt alone. The summary of this video, just go for it. Would it be hard? Yes. Would it be discouraging? Definitely. Frustrating, daunting, challenging, all the word in a dictionary that defines difficult? Absolutely. But just go for it. Try it and you decide, was it worth it? And if it was, do it. Do it sad, do it happy, do it angry, do it heartbroken. Know that every feelings that was just either a phase that will pass or just a distraction. So that is everything for today's podcast. I hope you learned something, and I'll try to get a new mic because I know my neighbor is like very noisy. But anyway, I hope you enjoy and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.